My camera just cut off. Play, pause. Yeah, I've been doing great, ChavezzSlovakia. I've been having a good time. Things have been going really well. Played some cards with my grandparents this weekend. Had a good time. My grandmother kicked my butt at Tonk, which is a fun game. It's kind of like a betting game, kind of like Gym Rummy, but you bet during it. Okay, so people know who Gym Rummy is. It's kind of like that. So we're here for 20 useless Pokemon facts, because why not? The Pokemon game Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu for the Switch, right? That's coming out soon. Let me see when that shit's coming out. So about 3 months from now, 2-3 months from now, that's coming out. Fucking Dark Souls comes out in October, so I still got 30 more days before that shit comes out. And then March, that other samurai game comes out, so we're getting shit lit. But in honor of Pokemon, let me focus, man. So yeah, that game comes out in like 3 months. So we're gonna do 20 useless Pokemon facts. We're doing random ass vids on that shit until it gets dropped. So let's get it, man. Play.
Would you like to know some completely useless information about Pokemon
I always want
never
to use,
come up in your everyday life?
I always want to
maybe
use
at a Pokemon
useless information.
Quiz. Well, you
Always.
came to the right video. From the blatantly obvious facts like Pikachu is yellow, to the not so obvious facts like Pikachu used to be a fat fuck, here are 20 pieces of knowledge about Pokemon, where some are obvious.
Pikachu, the old school Pikachu was huge. He like resembled more of like a gerbil than a rat. And he was not my favorite Pokemon at all. You know, I have some old Pokemon cards. I'll get them after this.
But all of them are pretty much useless knowledge that you'll hopefully find interesting at first, and then forget about tomorrow. Or maybe by the slimmest of chances, this information will somehow become useful, in which case you're welcome.
That's
so,
not possible, but we're in it anyways.
Facts about Pokemon, starting with... Now we know that certain Pokemon trios have specific words in their names to group them together even more. For example, the legendary birds' names containing the Spanish words for 1, 2, 3, and the Dragon Evolution line containing the German words for 1, 2, 3. But did you know that the Lake Trio also contains a secret group of words in their names? If you didn't know and can't figure it out, the words are you, me, us, even though it's as for Azelf. Nevertheless, the intention was you, me, us.
Okay.
So for the most part, Pokemon stat totals don't really mean anything, but there are some exceptions to this. Spiritom's defense stats are 108, since Spiritomb is associated with the number 108 quite a lot. Interestingly, Spinder and Whirlipede stat totals are 360, because, well, Spinder is dizzy all the time, and Whirlipede spins like a circle. So, 360 degrees. Yep. You can thank Spectre for telling me that one. Now there are many Pokemon pairs that act as polar opposites to each other, and one of those pairs happens to be Pikachu and Meowth.
And Meowth,
This was supposed to be a play on the whole cat and mouse thing. They're both on opposing teams in the anime, and the dex numbers are also flipped, with Pikachu's dex number being 25, and Meowth's being 52.
I did not know that. I don't know how I would know any of that, but he actually called it an anime and not a cartoon. Huh? Yeah, this guy's doing things.
So in a way, Pikachu and Meowth
That's like
are
credibility
kind of like the Tom and Jerry of Pokemon, which is a pretty cool thing to know. Or not. Girafarig is not too special of a Pokemon. I love this Pokemon. But it does have something in common with Eevee and Ho-Oh. Do you already know? Well, if you don't, the useless fact about Girafarig is that like Eevee and Ho-Oh, its name is a palindrome. So, its name backwards is the same forwards.
Oh, really?
What? I told you these facts were useless. Here's one that I actually wondered for a while about myself. Facts. So it's common knowledge that Mewtwo was cloned from Mew, meaning that Mew existed in the Pokemon universe before Mewtwo. Despite this, Mewtwo comes in the Pokédex before Mew. Why? I mean, I know that dex numbers aren't supposed to be the order of which Pokemon
I don't think dex numbers even mean anything.
Arceus would probably have been number 1. But both Mew and Mewtwo are in the same regional Pokédex. So you'd expect, if there were 2 versions of a Pokemon, that the original would have come first. So here's a fun Pokemon trivia question for you. What was the very first Pokemon shown in the anime? Was it Pikachu?
Okay, the very first Pokemon, I think it was Spearow, wasn't it?
Was it Nidorino and Gengar? Well, everyone knows that the first thing shown in the anime is the theme song, and Mewtwo was the first Pokemon shown in the English theme opening. So the answer is Mewtwo? No, it
Oh,
actually
okay.
isn't. Yes, Mewtwo was the first Pokemon shown in the English opening.
Okay,
However,
the
the anime first aired in
openings.
Japan, and the Japanese opening happens to be pretty different to the English version, meaning that the first Pokemon seen in the
that is
Japanese
different.
opening, and officially the first Pokemon seen in the anime,
Okay, let me think. I've never seen the Japanese opening though.
Charizard.
Charizard!
The first Pokemon shown in the anime was Charizard.
Damn, nice.
As if Charizard needed more attention. Smeargle can learn any Pokemon move. Is not actually true. Only
okay.
counting Pokemon attacks from the main series games. Smeargle cannot learn the moves Chatter and Struggle. Struggle is kind of cheating, but it's still
Right.
technically a move, I guess. As for Chatter, of all the Pokemon moves, they of course chose the most unfair move for Smeargle to have. Not Dark Void, not Geomancy, but Chatter. You know, the signature move of Chatot. I mean, wasn't that obvious? A lot of Pokemon had their names changed from the Pokemon Red and Green beta. Most people already know that Coughing and Wheezing used to be called NY and LA at first, but they weren't the only ones who had their
that would
name
have been
changed.
pretty cool,
Here are
actually.
some of my favourites. Jigglypuff and
Foxfire.
Wigglytuff's early names were Pudding and Custard respectively. Staryu and Starmie were, apparently, Starmie and Staryu. I guess for whatever reason they decided that their names suited one another. Lapras
Why
was
would
called
you-
Ness, most likely to do with
Yeah.
the Loch Ness Monster. The March-Up line were named after real martial arts, and Cubone's original name was Orphan. That is just sad. What does that mean? Marowak's original name was Parents? Well, close. It was actually Guardia. But still,
What?
Orphan.
What? That is actually so wrong. You know the story with the thing? Of course you do. Nobody doesn't. Never mind. We're moving
Wobbuffet
on.
was designed by Hironobu Yoshida, a graphic designer for Pokemon.
Cooler name than
Now,
mine.
you may not care about
Ha,
this fact
just
at
kidding,
all,
bitch.
but do you know
ChavezzSlovakia's
what
great.
other Pokemon he designed alongside Wobbuffet? Take some
What?
guesses if you don't. You would probably be surprised.
Big
So,
blue
the
glob.
man behind the Pokemon Wobbuffet was also responsible for Celebi, Rayquaza, Deoxys, Magmortar, Darkrai, and Dunsparce. Yeah, who'd have thought the person behind the giant badass
The
green dragon was
right.
also behind the double blue punching
Wobbuffet.
bag? Here are the 7 Pokemon professors so far. Can you work out which is the odd one out? And no, the answer isn't Juniper because she's the only female professor.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the fat
pretty
guy.
blatant.
Sorry.
The actual odd one out is none other than Professor Rowan, because he's the only professor that isn't wearing a white lab coat.
Oh,
What a fascinating, totally useless fact about
that
the
is a
professors.
very,
Why
very
doesn't he wear a
useless
lab coat
fact.
like the others? Maybe because he's the oldest professor? Or maybe because he's a f***ing badass, I don't know.
Nah, bro, it's because he's trying to look like he's losing weight. Black makes you look skinnier. That's why he's doing it.
Despite knowing the move Hidden Power, Unknown cannot use the TM for Hidden Power.
Correct.
That's
I've
because
tried it in the
Hidden
games.
Power is the only move it gets. And in order to learn a TM, you have to have at least one other move that isn't the TM move that you're trying to learn. Additionally, Smeargle is another Pokemon that can learn a lot of moves, while at the same time not being able to learn TMs. Pretty interesting stuff, don't you think? Shiny Charizard did not look like this
What
in
are you-
Generation 2.
What are you doing? No. No. This video is becoming very hard to edit. Play.
Yeah, in Gen 2 quite a lot of shiny Pokemon look pretty different. One of the most interesting cases being Smeargle, where the original colour and the shiny colour were actually swapped entirely. But right now we're focusing on Charizard, since it's arguably the most popular shiny Pokemon overall. As I said, Charizard didn't have the black coating with the red wing colour. Instead, Charizard's shiny form looked like this, purple with a green wing colour. I highly doubt Charizard Shiny would have been nearly as popular if it kept this colour scheme. Luckily it did improve a generation later.
Dude, the
Pokemon
graphics
Crystal
from
was
before
able to
was
communicate
trash,
with
bro.
cell phones in Japan, When Pokemon Crystal was released in Japan,
What?
the Pokemon System GB was implemented into the Japanese versions of Crystal. It wasn't available outside of Japan, and it only lasted about a year. But to think people were able to play Pokemon on their phone way before Pokemon Go existed, not including emulators, was pretty cool. The Pokemon mobile system basically allowed players to trade and battle others online, thanks to being connected to a phone. However, depending on what you wanted to do, it might have cost you a fee. To think that Pokemon had their own versions of microtransactions all those years ago.
That's twisted. I'm
Some
so
Pokemon
jealous.
can actually devolve. Kind of. While there's no way to legitimately make your Pokemon revert back to its previous evolution in the video games, there are some exceptions outside of the main series. According to Slowbro's Pokédex entries, if the Shelder is removed from its tail, it will revert back into a Slowpoke. I assume the same goes for Slowking then. There are also some cases of de-evolution in the manga and the TCG. However, the anime contradicts all this by saying that Pokemon can't devolve.
If you make Pikachu evolve, Ash, you
That's
can't
some old
change it
school
back.
shit.
Pikachu will never be the same.
Although the anime also said that water types were weak to fire types. So the anime probably isn't
They
the best
just
source
make
to
shit
trust.
up. They literally just make
So as
shit
we
up.
know, at the start of a main series Pokemon game, we're introduced to a professor who then shows us a Pokemon. But did you know there's something quite off about the Nidorino that Professor Oak shows us in red and blue? Can you work it out? For those of you who still don't know, that wasn't the cry of a Nidorino. It was actually the cry of a Nidorina. Yeah.
It was.
Mind-blowing, I know.
Why would they do that?
You can do this in the Gen 1 and 2 games.
You can.
I remember discovering this as a kid years ago.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That shit helps when your Pokemon are so low after training and you don't want to get sent back, you know, or like you go through like a tunnel, you know, you go through one of those like big ass caves. What's that cave from the two like starting cities? Is the first cave. You need to learn Flash to go through it. Somebody knows in the comment section, which is why I'm asking. And but after that cave, you go through like some grass. And if your Pokemon are low and you don't want to get sent all the way back to the last thing you rested at, you got to cut the grass to get through. I just changed the goddamn video. God damn it.
And I can almost Nidorina. You can do this in the Gen 1 and 2 games.
Alright, we're back.
I remember discovering this as a kid years ago.
That shit was so
Pretty cool.
much fun.
I think it's safe to say that everyone here knows what Brock's voice sounds like. And I can almost guarantee that you've heard Brock's voice actor in other shows. Now, I'm not going to list all of them, but I am going to list possibly the most notable one. The one that blew my mind the most.
List two.
Which was...
It was rejected by someone it loved. That's a terrible shock. Believe me, it's a terrible feeling.
Oh, what episode is this, bro? This is,
of love and heartache.
whatever, I know it.
Yugimoto, there's no escape. Nothing can save you now. Blue Eyes Ultimate White Dragon.
Is it just me that didn't know that? I had no fucking idea. I've watched that Yu-Gi-Oh! Twice. I watched it as a kid on Saturdays, missing episodes because fuck you, you don't do reruns enough for me as a child. And then I watched it again when they played it on Twitch. I watched the whole marathon. The entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Marathon. Didn't know
The
that.
Johto Bike theme is actually a sped up version of another music theme, if you didn't already know this. Just
I used to be
listen.
pissed at that fucking guy not letting me through, bro. This brings back memories. Getting that damn
Pretty
bike
cool
pass
Easter egg,
felt
if you
so
ask
good
me.
the first time.
There is a real protein that is named after a Pokemon. Okay, so this might be the least useless fact on the list, but unless you're training in the medical field, this
It's
info
pretty
still
useless.
probably wouldn't be that useful. Pikachu Ring is an
You're
extracellular,
kidding!
matrix-like retinal protein. Basically, it's something that helps your eyes be able to see. That is obviously named after Pikachu. It was apparently inspired by the
That was
Pokemon
a terrible
mascot's
drawing of
lightning-fast
Pikachu.
moves and shocking electric effects. I'll leave a link below if you want to learn more about this protein.
I'm gonna
But as
look it
for some
up.
additional
You're asking the right
there's
guy.
another protein that's named after Sonic the Hedgehog, that's just titled Sonic Hedgehog. There's also a genus of prehistoric pterosaurs called Aerodactylus, named after Aerodactyl, and an oncogene, ZBTB7, that was originally named Pokemon. And let's just say, it's a pretty good thing that this oncogene no longer shares its name with one of the most beloved video game franchises of all time.
Wow. Okay, what's the last one?
And the 20th useless fact about Pokemon is...
Number 20.
The first Pokemon movie was at one point the highest grossing anime movie of all time.
It was.
Yep. The first Pokemon movie was actually a pretty big success at the box office.
My mom took me to see it, and then she fell asleep 10 minutes in. And I remember the part where all the Pokemon were like crying and weeping, and I looked over to my mom, I was like, Mom. And then she was just asleep, and I was like, damn. And that's when I really get set in after that I do childish things. That is the time I realized it was during the Pokemon movie. And I got the little coin from the movie, and I remember, like, it of course wasn't up my mom's intention, but it definitely ruined Pokemon for me since then, for like a minute, like a long minute. After that movie came out, my mom was asleep. I didn't buy any more Pokemon cards. When Yu-Gi-Oh became big, like, I watched the show, but I didn't really want to buy the cards anymore. Like, I didn't want to invest time in something that I love so much that literally put my mom to sleep, because my family have such a great relationship. And of course it wasn't her intention. And like, as I grew older, like, it just kind of helped me learn more about, you know, understanding people's wants, and like understanding what people do for you that you want to do for yourself and everything. So I just took it as like a real learning experience, and I learned how to like things that I like. And that is very important, because a lot of people like things that they like, but they're really pressury about it, right? And they make it have to involve everyone around them all the time. And I feel like that's just really limited self-awareness, where like you can like what you like and love what you like, and then like share it, like on the YouTube channel. Like I can share it with you guys, and like share it with who wants to be involved. Like this video, I have no idea who's gonna watch this video, you know what I mean? But like, it's something I'm mildly interested in. I want to share it with you guys, and it's like, it's cool. So, you know, that was like a big moment for me, kind of growing up, and just like really seeing other people's thoughts and feelings, and like comparing those to my own, and thinking about how I can do things I want to do, and like not go to the movies with my mom to a movie she doesn't want to see, because there are plenty of things that me and my mom could do. And that's how I figured out my mom would really like Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like, and we played Call of Duty together. So it was like I lost Pokemans, because every Pokemans was a Pikachu, right? She said, "Oh, these are Pokemans? Are all of these Pikachus?" She knows what a Pokemans is, but she also thinks they're all fucking Pikachus. And then, you know, but she knows the AK-47 has a lot of damage, and put a shit ton of recoil and terrible aim, right? So there you go. So that's great, man. But that was good. That was a nice flashback vid. I love it. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Crocs, 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 Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. Wearing Crocs, boy. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. Wearing Crocs, boy. My Crocs are gold. My pops is old. My Crocs got soul. My Crocs are bold. I go to church wearing Crocs. I'm always turned wearing Crocs. My Crocs are great. Your Crocs are lame. With my Crocs, I can cross a lake. Crocs, 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 Crocs.